Hello people of YouTube, it's Deepak here, and welcome to the DCS news stream for the 17th of December 2022. Almost Merry Christmas, but not quite. I hope you all enjoyed that video, the most recent in the series of tutorials on the Hornet, demonstrating the SLAM missile there. Next time I'm looking at getting into the SLAM ER, which is almost the same missile, but it has an extended range and some additional capabilities that we'll dive into. On saying next time, that won't be next week, because next week is Christmas Eve. It will be on the 31st of December. That's when I shall return. Oh wow, lots of people saying good evening. Welcome to the stream. Lindsay Morrison, Matt Jones, Leo Netzel, Mr. Yeti, thank you for joining the ground crew. Tech Gaming 45, Yogi, Paul Dillon, J.R. Walker, Colin Kelly, Evangelos, Tog, Criff Nizzle, Mangash, Nico, Frantic Stone, Channel Right, Zigzag, JP Gibbons, Fighter Jets HQ, Pink Floyd. Welcome everybody. John Bluer, welcome. Thank you very much. Yeah, it was a bit of fun filming that one. Kind of a funny idea, firing cruise missiles at BTRs, but you know, we we have to find fun where we can with these things. Lurkster, welcome to the stream. How is dotChuckles? dotChuckles is absolutely fine right now. The only reason he's not been joining me on these streams is because of his work schedule. So he's doing just fine. Don't you worry. I might even manage to catch him over Christmas. I'm actually... I'm not going to be around next week because I'm flying to Scotland to see family, and I will drop in and see dotChuckles at that time. So I'll say hello to him from all of you in person at that time. So yes, welcome. Hey, Mr. Yeti. So yeah, next video, which will be landing on the 31st of December, that's when I do the next session, will be the SLAM ER. Razbam just dropped the F-15E startup sounds. Yes, I've got that one on my list for showing you all tonight, don't you worry. So, it's been a fun week. It's been an interesting week. There's actually been some news, which is good. What I will do is I'll jump straight into the Eagle Dynamics newsletter. I hope you all enjoy the new transitions, by the way. I swapped to a kind of Star Wars style wipe. I'm sure that people who are actual video producers like dotChuckles will throw up in their mouths when they see it, but I think it looks cool. Let me know what you think. I'm also, I'll mention it just after the news, but I'm also doing a funny thing with a K50 video. I want to try something on the channel and see what happens. John Bluer fires expensive cruise missile at low-grade armor, cries proudly in America. Yeah, pretty much. Eagles cried on impact to that missile. John Bluer, there's some Kiowa Warrior screenshots this month too from PC. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I'll need to go and seek those out. Very, very nice. Anyway, on with the Eagle Dynamics newsletter for this week. Dear fighter pilots, partners and friends, with the year drawing to an end, we have one final Open Beta update for 2022, Open Beta 2.8.1, decimal 34437. This update includes the release of the DCS Black Shark 3, the DCS FA-18C Rise of the Persian Lion 2 campaign, and improvements to the F-16C, H-64D, and other modules. We're also pleased to announce that the DCS H-64D is now available in the free trial program. Give that a go. Well worth playing for free. Yogi, any news on the Typhoon? No. No news from Heatblur on the Typhoon at the current time. Fighter Jets HQ, I loved the BS3 and used all my 9,380 miles. Oh dear. So I guess you never owned Black Shark 1 or 2 in that case. Criff Nizzle, intro scroll when. That's cool, actually. I should do that. Yep. So anyway, continuing, we're pleased to announce the DCS Black Shark 3 upgrade is now available. Watch the DCS Black Shark 3 trailer here. We will in just a moment. For those of you that already own DCS Black Shark 2, you can update to DCS Black Shark 3 for only $9.99 US until mid-March 2023. Thereafter, the upgrade price will be increased to $19.99 US. The full price for this fantastic module is $69.99 US. Enjoy. Oh, okay. Well, that's very kind of you, Fighter Jets HQ, to give them the money. I made a point of only paying the $9.99. The price wasn't showing up correctly for me at first, so I opened a support ticket with them and they corrected it for me. So I was able to pay the lower price, which was good. Cool. In the latest Open Beta update is a new cooling system that benefits the DCS BF-109, DCS Spitfire LM Mark 9, and DCS Yak 52. Our third-party partners also included substantial updates on the AV-8B, MB339, JF-17, M2000, and South Atlantic map. Actually, Persian Gulf map as well. I don't know why they missed that one. Please read the full changelog. We're going to do that in just a moment. But first, DCS Black Shark 3. Let's do the right thing here and play the release video, which looks really, really nice. I recommend having a peek at it. It has copyright music, so I'm not playing the audio, but the audio is very, very nice. I appreciate that they modelled a lot of the internals here. So when all the maintenance panels are open, you can see quite a lot of stuff. And all the workings of the cannon as well, which is very much kind of external to the aircraft and very exposed. Oh, thank you very much for the donation, Yogi. That's very kind of you. Oh, yes, Michael John, totally agree. An absolute bargain. What does it mean, multi-threading in computing terms? Just referring to last week's ED announcement. Let me explain that one to you in just a moment. Let's complete this release trailer first, and then I'll give you. I'm a programmer, but I haven't done very much threaded stuff, so I'll give you the very basic description as I understand it. You can really tell the BS3 upgrade was a labour of love. Very nice. I like some of the maneuvers that they do in this video as well. I like the new model, internal and external. I like the new texturing. I like some of the new systems that we've got, and just bringing the whole thing up to date. If you keep in mind, the last time we had a major update to the Black Shark was Black Shark 2 in 2011. Quite a lot has happened in the preceding 11 years. So it's very nice to see them bring this up to date. This is, of course, the original DCS module, originally released back in 2008. Look back through my channel, and actually the very first video I ever posted on YouTube was of this aircraft. Lots of explosions, lots of rockets, lots of Vickers, and of course now we have the Igla air-to-air infrared missile, and we have the new self-protection systems. Very cool. And a nice update to the Abris as well. The textures in that are looking nicer. John Bloor asking if maybe the Huey will get a similar update at some point. That would be nice. The Huey doesn't look too bad, but I'm sure after having come out so many years ago, it could do with a little tidy up. There we go. Digital Combat Simulator K50 Black Shark 3. Very nice indeed. Irish Pat 64, if you lawn dart into the ground, all the panels open up too, just saying. Very nice. Very nice. Cool. So, multi-threading. So basically, threading. How to explain threading. It's possible to break up the work of a program into multiple pieces, rather than doing everything inside one thread. So modern CPUs have multiple cores. Each core of a CPU is effectively a miniature CPU inside the big CPU. And if you are single-threaded, then you have a single piece of code which can only be run on a single core of your CPU. If you can break the workload of your application up into multiple parts, you then have the option to have them execute on different cores of the CPU. And so you can, in effect, do multiple things at once. Now, most CPUs have at least 4 to 8 physical cores. So this means that any particular piece of software could be simultaneously doing kind of 4 to 8 quite large complex things all at once, and they don't necessarily need to wait for each other to complete. So that's my very, very short, simplified version of multi-threading. It allows you to do more at once, because if you're only running in a single thread, you can only run in a single core, and you're limited by the CPU speed of the CPU. Whereas if you can actually run on multiple cores all at once, you're then able to do a multiple of the work that you can do in a single core, and the individual core frequencies, the individual core speeds are less important. I hope that helps. I'm sure do a YouTube search for multi-threading explanation. There's probably someone out there doing a better job of it than me. Fighter Jets HQ, now for a full fidelity MiG-29. I hope I remember they said after the BS3, but who knows. They did say they were doing a MiG-29, but given the complications of representing Russian military hardware these days, it's anyone's guess whether or not that will continue. Although that said, I didn't think we were even going to get the Black Shark 3 given the current situation in Russia, so very impressed and very happy that we did. That's very, very cool to see. I think the BS3 blue NVG lights are nicer too. That's cool. I need to take a look at that. I didn't know that. Tog, lots of views from ground vids too. I don't remember being able to use a 50 cal looking down the gun sight last time I played. Yeah, I wonder if they have that on Humvees or something like that. Very nice. Griffnizzle, F5 still getting an update? Thought I heard rumours of that. That's also what I heard. As I understand it, the F5 is supposed to get a revamp at some point. Colin Kelly, thank you very much for your contribution. That's very kind of you, sir. Milan, welcome to the stream. Evangelist, my take on Vulcan is how DC will roll out the new core procedures without having the known issues we get after every update. Yesai, it's 10 minutes late. Well, that happens. That's fine. That's okay. You can always rewind it later. So, Black Shark 3. The K-50 Black Shark is a single-seat coaxial attack helicopter that can effectively perform anti-tank missions, provide close air support, and attack targets with a wide range of weaponry. The new DCS K-50 Black Shark 3 adds great new features that include IGLA air-to-air missiles that significantly expands the K-50's combat capabilities against other aircraft, and the new onboard defense system, ODS, that detects and warns you of incoming missiles. Also, for the first time in DCS, a physical model of the Inertial Navigation System, INS, has been implemented. That includes alignment before the flight, drift error accumulation, and the ability to correct according to preset fix points. For more details, please read the Black Shark 3 white paper. Wow, we have an entire white paper going on here. The K-50 Black Shark 3 is based on the helicopter factory number, what they say here, serial number 00-05. This particular aircraft was completed in June 18th, 1990 and became the standard for KA-50 mass production. A variety of historically accurate liveries are included. A special airstrike group of 2 K-50s, number 24 and number 25, and a C-2 KA-29 took part in combat operations in Chechnya from late 2000 to early 2001. In those engagements, the K-50 had standard camo skins with side numbers, but no country markings. That skin was intended to appear as neutral, but at the MAX 2003 air show at Zhukovsky, the skin was repainted with country markings and yellow side number 25 on each side. The Black Shark skin helicopter was fielded by the 344th Army Aviation Combat and Training Centre in Torshoek in 1995. By the end of 1996, it was painted black with a shark tail and mouth. K-50 helicopters were frequent guests at many exhibitions and airshows. That's why there are a wide array of airshow skins. We present 2 of those to you, the Werewolf and the Black Shark, for the number 18, commissioned in July 1st, 1991. Exciting. Tog, shame we'll never get to see a K-52 at this point. Well, yeah, there's a lot of things I could say about that. John Bloor, something I discovered, until the mid-90s they had the folding map akin to the Hind, where the Abris now is. Yes, as I understand it, the Abris is a later edition, and it's actually an off-the-shelf piece of commercial equipment. So yeah, they added that later. Zigzag, Block 3, it may be my first egg beater. I think after watching Sidewinder's video shooting a number of air-to-air missiles at an AH-64 with no kills, its kinetic impact energy is missing in this model. Yeah, I watched that video as well. He was talking about the warhead of the missile being very, very small. I would still have expected, though, the blast alone to have ripped off the tail rotor, so I don't know what was going on there. Maybe a bug, or it might be realistic, I don't know. But I have seen videos of people employing the missile against Hueys to great effect, so maybe it's some missing damage model stuff in the Apache, who knows. And also this week we had the open beta. For some reason, it talks about Open Beta Update, and then they immediately start talking about the campaign. But anyway, DCS FA-18C Rise of the Persian Lion 2 campaign by Badger 633. This campaign follows on from Ford and Matrix's exploits in the Straits of Hormuz on board the USS Abraham Lincoln in the Rise of the Persian Lion campaign. It includes 13 detailed missions that are linked by a storyline, extensive briefings, and knee boards, as well as custom aircraft liveries are included. It's now available from our eShop and on Steam. Also included are substantial improvements to the DCS AH-64D, DCS F-16C Viper, and other modules. The F-16C received the long-awaited LAD bombing mode. I don't know if it's long-awaited, but it is cool. And other improvements. The H-64D got the image auto-tracking. Now that's long-awaited, with multi-target tracking. First implementation of multi-target tracking in DCS. Very, very excited about this one. And they also completed the performance page. Pilot and CPG first-person view models with animations, new liveries for Korean Air Force, Egypt Air Force, and Israeli, created by Z-Tank, and other improvements. Please read the full changelog. So there you go. That's the newsletter for this week. Pretty exciting. You know, we were starting to feel like we maybe weren't getting any Christmas presents this year from Eagle Dynamics, but Black Shark 3 landed. I've already flown it, and it's a bit of fun. Speaking of a bit of fun, there's something I want to do. I've recorded a short startup video for the Black Shark 3 and uploaded it to YouTube, but it's currently unlisted. What I was thinking of doing, what I thought would be a bit of a laugh, was set a goal. I will set the video as public. I will publish the video once this video that you're watching right now, hits 50 likes. I thought it'd be really cool to see if it's possible to get people to click the like button so quickly. I'll publish it whenever we hit 50 likes, whether it's now during the course of the stream or later. But I thought if everybody who hears me say this, go ahead and click the like button. As soon as I hit 50 likes, I will immediately publish the Black Shark video. So just a bit of fun. Go ahead and hit that button if you'd like to. Tog, Apache versus Igla. Yeah, I think the Apache kind of won. So, moving on, the changelog, the latest addition to the open beta, we've now hit 2.8.1, which is rather exciting. Like counter go burr. But I don't know how this works. Wow. Oh, okay. Actually, the like counter is going burr. I don't know how this works. I also don't know if likes are actually important. I'm just doing this for a bit of fun. So I hope you don't think this is some too much of like kind of TikTok style whoring. But I thought it would be a bit of fun to see how much of an effect that has. And the moment we hit 50, I promise I will hit that button. I will publish the video. So anyway, we've hit 2.8.1, and they talk about the things that they've added for the KA-50. And these, of course, are systems they've added to the simulation that can almost certainly be used by other modules now as well. But key features they've added in this version are a missile warning system for warning about the launch of missiles at a helicopter has been developed. Now, I kind of thought that the Apache already had this, but maybe I'm wrong. The possibility of using air-to-air Igla missiles has been implemented. A realistic model of an inertial navigation system is developed, which has the properties of a real one. It requires alignment before the flight and accumulates error. The error of the INS coordinates can be fixed in flight by previously assigned landmarks as fix points. And a new, more accurate and detailed 3D helicopter model using modern technologies and materials. And they've also added the FA-18C Rise of the Persian Lion 2 campaign. So just doubled likes in like 2 seconds. That's amazing. Well, thank you very much, everybody. There are only 49 of us, 50 watching now. We can do this. There are enough people watching this video right now that we could hit 50 likes and I'll immediately publish that video. Michael John, I find the K50 a hell of a lot easier to control than the Apache. Personally, I've had cramp in my leg before now from trying to keep the Apache in the air properly. Well, keep in mind that the Apache's stability augmentation is not finished yet. Neither is the flight model, so some of what you're experiencing might not be accurate as yet. So, in DCS World itself, we've got some fixes to autopilot oscillations for the AIM-120. Is there anything else too exciting? Fixed a CTD, that's also good. The SH-60 had lost some of its textures, they brought them back. There was something that I saw that I thought was cool, actually, and I can't remember what it was now. Let's see. Oh, yes, here it is. Added the bloom effect to night vision devices. This is very interesting. I want to try this out in VR and see what it looks like. That might be quite cool. Signal flares ignore the bearing value set in the mission editor. They always point north. That's fixed now. And apart from that, just a small number of fixes. Mangash, wish we had GPS jamming / spoofing. Would have made INS so much more relevant. It is of course possible to create missions where INS is disabled. You can either do that by making the date too early. I forget what date it is when INS becomes available in the sim, but I think you can also actually disable GPS in a given mission file as well, so mission creators can do that. Irish Pat 64, thank you very much. That's extremely kind of you, sir. I'm getting a lot of very, very kind donations tonight. Thank you very much to everyone who's done so. JL, first flight of trial Apache seems very easy to fly after trying the K50. Tog, can we get 11 more likes before the stream ends? That's our goal. Let's see what happens. If we hit 50 likes before the stream ends, I will publish that video during the course of the stream. If it happens after, I'll still publish the video, so don't worry. Yeah, SH-60 does need a texture overhaul, Colin Kelly. It's not looking amazing. Zigzag, I hope DCS in 2023 will be the year of AAA SAM air defense systems. Okay. Pink Floyd, love me some BS3, would have liked a few different weapons. The S-24s would have been cool. John Blue, I heard Deepak and TikTok whoring and smashed that like button faster than I turned down the RWR and the Harrier. Oh, okay, I feel that one. Yeah, like the RWR and the Harrier, I always turn the volume knob just so it pops out of the off detent, and that's it. I always have the volume at absolute minimum, because anything above absolute minimum and it's deafening. The thing is terrible. Oh dear. Oh, we're at 43 likes now, everybody. Anyway, let's continue. F-16, we got LAD bombing. They fixed CCRP lofting. Time to release display accuracy has been adjusted. You can now ripple 2 Mavericks when using the LAU 88. New additional information added to the user manual for the HTS and the HAD, and then a bunch of fixes. Coming after this update, I like that they're doing this now. They're actually kind of giving us these mini snippets of the roadmap. So for the F-16 coming later, in addition to bug fixes, other ongoing work on the Viper includes a new pilot model, radar improvements, tail hook, and alternate gear handle, ALR56M improvements, DTC, and new Fuses logic. You will all know how excited I am to see DTC in the game. Oh, just 3 to go. Just 3 to go. This is very exciting. The H64D, the Apache, they've added the multi-target tracker. It's so far without synchronization for multi-crew, so be careful with that one. They've added the performance page, which is still a work in progress. They've fixed incorrect SAS tones and hold behavior, added the pilot and CPG first-person view models with animations, added new voice messages for George, added main gear collapse into the fuselage after a hard landing, added new liveries for Korea, Egypt, and Israel. They've updated some of the other ones, and then there's a bunch of fixes. Somebody unliked. Oh, what? That's fine. That's absolutely fine. Maybe my whoring put them off, and actually, I understand. So, for the Apache coming after this update, in addition to bug fixes, other ongoing work on the H64D includes improvements to the external model, the AGM-114L, which is not the laser-guided version, it's the radar-guided version, confusingly. Common data link for longbow net support. flight model and SCAS improvements, improved IR signature, and the Robbie fuel tank as an option. And then the Hornet, improvement to the speed gate for RWS based on normal and wide target radial velocities, and then a bunch of fixes. Coming after this update for the Hornet, we're getting bug fixes. Other ongoing work on the Hornet is a new pilot model, radar performance improvements, improving the flight model and flight control system, new fuses and logic. The Hind, we got some interesting ones for the Hind. 42 is the correct answer. Thank you, Griff Nizzle. Thank you, Griff Nizzle and Pink Floyd. So yeah, this is really cool. Added the engine surge effect due to gas dynamic instability after rocket launch gases inject. This was clearly directly translated from Russian. Surge effects due to the gases from rocket launches. Let me turn it into real English for you. The effect is dynamic, but generally take as a rule that unguided rocket launch is safe at speeds of more than 110 kilometers per hour, and dependent upon rocket type and salvo amount. Ooh, yes, I just purchased my $9.99 Black Shark 3. Fantastic. They've also added the Petrovich AI. It will now monitor the space outside you when he's not looking down the weapon sight, so he'll warn you about incoming missiles and things going on around you. That's pretty cool. They've added the quick start missions. They've improved the Petrovich AI. They've improved the weapon system circuit logic. They've improved weapon rearming panel rack numbering, changed to intuitively reflect some weapon racks numbering you can find in the cockpit. And they've improved the reference picture for weapons rearming panels. And then a bunch of fixes. Oh, there we go. We just hit 50. Okay, give me one moment. I'm going to have to bring up my control panel, which I'm not going to share with you all because I don't want you to see all the secret things that are in there. But we did it. We hit 50. Thank you very much, everybody. This was just a stupid idea that I had today when I was recording this video. I thought, wouldn't it be fun if we did this? And you've all made my dream come true. Thank you very much. So I'm setting this as public. I'm hitting done. I'm hitting save. The video is published. It's called DCS K50 Black Shark 3 Bonus 1 Startup. You can all view that video now. Thank you very much for your for your efforts there. Wow! Yay! Thank you very much. That was just a bit of fun. Just a bit of fun. Yeah, a bunch of fixes for the Hind. We've then got a bunch of small fixes for many of these other aircraft. I guess the notable thing for all the World War II aircraft is that there's been a bunch of adjustments made to the damage model and to the heating models and things like that. But we'll skip over those. New cooling system as well. We've then got some cool additions to the Harrier, which is nice. Milan, keep in mind if you release the video while the stream is running, everybody could leave the stream to watch the new Deepak video. Hopefully you guys won't do that, but we'll see. We'll see. Dancer just walked over to the wife asking her to like a video for a good cause. Oh, I appreciate your sacrifice. Thank you very much. Tog, now quick, everybody unlike. I was actually thinking exactly that. Everybody hit the unlike button now. Let's return to normality. Let's bring some balance to the force. And we now need to all unlike the video. Oh dear. You've done your work. I appreciate that you guys did that. So yeah, for the Harrier, we've got some cool fixes coming in. I would have assumed that Razbam were hard at work on the F-15E Strike Eagle, which I'm absolutely certain that they are, but they've still found time to get some nice fixes in for the Harrier, which I really appreciate. The Harrier, of course, being my main aircraft. So I'm going to have to try out some of this stuff and see what it's like, but some adjustments to the VSTOL HUD. It's now properly caged. The pitch correct is moving correctly. HUD's steer point correct is now wind corrected. This is a really noticeable one because I used to fly with the EHSD up all the time, and I would use I don't know if you guys have seen, but there's a wind correction line that appears on the HSD, and it will deviate more left or right depending upon the crosswind. I used to actually fly based on that, not on the correct that was in the HUD, because the correct in the HUD was not wind corrected, and now it is, which is brilliant. They fixed the ACP to show the correct fusing. AOA in the HUD is now in half increments. There's a lot of stuff for the VSTOL HUD. They seem to have done a lot of corrections here. You know, the missing C symbols, the slip indicator being correctly positioned, the radar altimeter having realistic minimum altitude that it'll display. A bunch of really nice stuff. They fixed the quick access menu. in my most recent video where I talk about the changes to the quick access menu, I mentioned the fact that there were some small problems there, and they've now fixed those. Also, the cycling and so on, looking really, really good. Bunch of fixes and improvements for the Mirage 2000 as well, which is really nice. You now have a ground power unit sound, which is pretty cool. Changes to the flight model, rudder authority, and so on. New engine sounds, I need to check that out. New cannon sounds, very nice. MiG-21 gets some fixes. The Jeff, they've added a flight manual in Chinese. We actually have a flight manual now, just not in English yet. The English version is being translated. You can now also become unconscious if you don't have the canopy on at high speed. They've updated cockpit texturing. Ejection is now correct. You now eject through the canopy glass, which is realistic. That's really, really cool. A bunch of additions to the MB339. I can't even cover half of this. There's just so much stuff in here. I still need to do a video on the MB339 and actually cover how this is a really, really nice module. So we'll talk more about that another time. The Viggen, big update to the Viggen. Before I hit this, I'll actually take a quick look at the chat though. Michael John, do you plan on doing any other tutorials in future, as your Harrier/Hornet ones are really, really good, mate? Thank you very much. I do intend. I had an original series of tutorial videos on the Black Shark. If you go back through my channel, like really far back, you'll see those. But of course, I'll need to do updated ones now. John Blair, by the way, I DM'd you those Kiowa screenies for later. Thank you very much. I'll come to those. That's excellent. 3 people hate the cam off. Oh dear, very good. Channel Right, I wonder what Deca Ironworks do since the release of their JF-17 3 years ago. Well, they've been continuing to improve the JF-17, but I know that they are looking at future aircraft that they can make. Pink Floyd, the MB339 sure is getting a lot of fixes for a plane that was released in its final form. Well, give them some slack. It was a pretty good release, and it's nice to see them continuing to support it. Zigzag, did you see the ejection video of the F-35 in Texas? I did actually. Cool, okay. So Heatblur have been doing a whole bunch of stuff to the Viggen, and a bunch of it dropped in this current update. They've completely updated the Maverick Seeker, which is pretty cool. Launch tone detection is now in the RWR. The RWR will now detect launch radiation patterns for certain type system. They've added native PBR textures for all the externals, improving fidelity and detail and enabling more advanced livery creation. They've simplified and revamped the paint kit. They've added dynamic tail numbers, added the overwing vapor and LERX effects. This one looks really cool. I saw some pictures. I was trying to find YouTube videos that I could show you guys, but unfortunately there aren't any as of right now. Adjusted the flight model, corrected the afterburner fuel consumption, lots and lots of fixes here, tons and tons of stuff. And yeah, a whole load of work on the exterior, which is nice to see. A lot of remastering going on. F-14 added wheel chocks. They're on by default for cold starts. It's been a long time coming, but that's really good to see. And then a bunch of fixes. And they've also added a new livery. A bunch of additions to the Mirage F1. I still need to do some videos on that one at some point. Really cool. We've got a bunch of improvements to the Persian Gulf map. We now have the real-time lighting technology, which is nice to see. And then a bunch of fixes. South Atlantic map gets some new airfields. Some custom animated police cars, both for the mainland and the Falkland variants with emergency lighting. Ambulances with emergency lighting are implemented. Completed some different buildings, and lighting within hangars now casts light into cockpits. Added more models for refineries. Tons and tons of stuff here. And then fixes for campaigns. Lots of really nice stuff here. So an excellent update, something nice for us to play with over Christmas. Really good to see. John Blair, laugh my ass off. One of their patch notes states, default EP13 brightness at night or dusk adjusted to avoid melting eyes. JP, pass out if you eject the canopy at high speed. Is this an anti-GR super cap update? Did he do something like that? I don't know. Is that something that he does? I don't watch Grim Reapers, so I've got no idea. Okay, so moving on, we also got, this was actually just before the release of Black Shark 3, got a really nice video from our man Wolfpack 345 demonstrating the onboard defense systems for the Black Shark 3. Seems like a really nice system. It rather reminds me of a kind of simplified version of what the Apache has, but integrated into the Abris, which is nice. So you still have laser detection, excuse me, as you did in previous versions of the aircraft, but you now also have a missile approach warning, which is really, really cool. We don't have an RWR in the K50 though, so don't get to see any of that. Yogi, will you be doing some tutorials for the F-15E once it's released? Yes, once it stabilizes. I usually try not to do tutorials too early, because it's quite commonly the case that functionality changes, bugs get fixed, and so on. And so I don't want to waste my time. But yes, I will definitely. I'm a big, as you all know, I'm a big Razbam fan, and I will definitely do tutorials in the F-15E. By the way, Deepak, you're still on webcam. Oh, whoops. Thank you for spotting that. I was just trying to hide my my YouTube control panel before. So anyway, this is our man Wolfpack 345 demonstrating the onboard defense systems of the Black Shark 3. Thanks for noticing my intentional mistake there. But yeah, as you can see, it has a dedicated display on the Abris that you can bring up. Alternatively, it can be displayed as an overlay over the moving map in the Abris as well, which is nice. I'm just going to take a quick look at my Discord on the laptop while this is playing. Did I pause this? No, it just happens to be a slow part of the video. And I'm going to look for those pictures that John Bloor sent to me. Oh, here we go. Now, my only problem is that I need to actually open this up on my desktop PC. Let's see if I can do that without messing things up. Yes, here we go. Got them. Thank you. And here you go. This is the missile approach warning system. It says Ataka, and then you see the missiles showing up as little red triangles, and the one that's the highest priority shows up in a circle. Thank you very much, John. That's very kind of you. Will the missile warning work for AAA? No, I don't think it does. Griffnizzle, whoring and simping, this really is TikTok. Yes, indeed. So anyway, our man Wolfpack demonstrates the way that you can set up the countermeasure system. When you have the system in automatic, you can set it into the middle position, and the flares will dispense left or right if a missile is coming from the left or right. They'll dispense from both sides if the missile is coming from the front or the rear aspect. And the symbology will also show you if this yellow symbology here, these yellow arcs, that's the laser warning system. It used to be a separate box mounted high and to the left. That's now removed, and you now have this display in the Abris instead. Hammy, welcome to the stream, sir. Good to have you on board. Yeah, so that's the onboard defense system. Yellow arcs for laser warnings, red triangles for missile launches. That's how it all works. Pretty cool to see. And if you have this switch over here, ODS in the on position, it will automatically dispense flares for you, which is pretty cool. Very, very nice indeed. So go ahead and take a look at Wolfpack 345's channel. Watch this video. Really nice piece of work from him there. And I'll be doing some more videos on the Black Shark 3 as time goes on. And in fact, thanks to you all, I've just made one of them public already today. Now, for this one, we're actually going to have a little bit of audio. I want you all to sit back, relax, turn up your volume, and enjoy the startup sounds of an F-15E Strike Eagle, courtesy of Razbam. Oh, now, I need to be very careful here because I don't actually have my audio on. Right, let me turn on the audio. Is this going to work? Let's see. I haven't actually tried to broadcast audio in a long time. Headphones, game, okay. Right, I think this will play now. I think you guys will get this. Nice, nice. Let's have that one more time. That was rather enjoyable. Will the VAF still be operating over the Christmas period? No, Yogi. We had our last event on Thursday, and we won't be coming back until next year. It sounded good. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. So yeah, I think that's a pretty good demonstration. It would be great if they could do something similar for the Harrier. Actually, the Harrier startup sounds are pretty good, but I'm still missing my buzzsaw sound. Very, very nice. I need another cigarette. Yogi, the F-15E stick is the same as the FA-18C. Yes, same manufacturer. They're both Boeing aircraft, so they have a lot of, well, not a lot of, they have some similarities. Tog, speaking of the VAF, is it that time again? No, not yet, because our man John Bluer just sent us some exciting stuff. So give me one moment to queue this up, and we're going to take a look at some new screenshots for the Kiowa Warrior. There really hasn't been any news for the Kiowa recently, so it's nice to see some screenshots at the very least. So let's bring these up, and let's enjoy these together. Pink Floyd, we're all going to go deaf on the headphones when it comes out. Oh dear. So here's the first one, sitting in some long grass. Here's a nice one with the sun sitting low in the horizon there. A couple of Kiowas doing their thing. Here's a Kiowa flying low with some rocket pods, as it should be. And then the last one that I've got here, Kiowa coming into land, with some in the background with their remove before flight tags. And this, it's looking much like the camera system stowed on this one, which is correct for landing. Very, very nice. John Bluer, these screenies were released around the first week of December, so recent. Fantastic. Yeah, because we know that development is continuing. The last time that Polychop spoke, they said that things were slow and they'd had a period of relative inactivity, but they were getting back up to speed and that they were working on the project. So we know that they're working on it, we just don't know anything about release dates and current stage of development. But given that Barundus released some very in-depth videos about the systems about 2 years ago now, I would suspect that things are progressing. Although how much of that they've had to refactor and rework, who knows? Because keep in mind the DCS simulation underneath the module has been changing all of the time, and so it's not impossible that they've had to rework certain bits of the module simulation as DCS itself changes. Channel Right, I was a little disappointed that the reskin of the AI planes, such as the BS2, wasn't released this year. It looked really close from their screenshots. Oh, the B-52, sorry, I misread that. Yeah, it did. I thought that was going to be with us any day. So I don't know what the deal is with that. That's strange, but I'm sure they're coming soon. They were looking pretty close to completion, because we had the B-52, we had the B-2B, there was the S3, if I remember, and a bunch of others. They're painting each individual rivet. It looked really, really good. So, good work. Well done, I would say. So that's all of the news that we have for this week. Thank you very much, everybody, for making my little silly idea possible. 50 likes was achieved rather quickly, and I've posted that Black Shark 3 video that I talked about, so you can check out the startup. It's mostly the same as earlier versions of the module. Main thing to have changed is, of course, the onboard defense systems. The Abris is a bit more up to date, and we have a more complete simulation of the INS now, which is really cool to see. But otherwise, much the same. Dancer, really need a Wizzo model with a remove before flight patch on him. that's a good one. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. So, with all of the news dealt with, it is about time that I pimp the VAF. Yes. So the VAF, the Virtual Air Force, is a virtual online squadron that was started by myself and dotChuckles many moons ago now, way back in the before times. It's a kind of opt-in milsim approach of online squadron, where you can join us as a freelancer and fly whatever you want, whenever you want, but optionally you can join one of our internal numbered squadrons and do like mandatory training, do your type rating, and fly as part of a kind of tight, organised unit. We currently have squadrons for the A-10, the Harrier, the F-16, the F-18. We don't actually technically have a squadron for the Apache, but we do have a number of people who are flying the Apache. And sadly, we've temporarily stood down our F-14 squadron due to problems with the Phoenix missile and staffing. But that will probably come back at some point. But yes, please come join us. Discord link is in the show notes below. Everybody is welcome, whether you fly with us or not. And we do training sessions every Tuesday at 8 PM UK time. And we do mission nights on Thursdays, also at 8 PM UK time. And we've now opened a North American wing. So if you're in North America and those time zones are better for you, jump into the Discord and you'll find that there's a North American bar where you can chat to other North American peoples. So go ahead and do that. Bill B, any predictions for the DCS 2023 and beyond video? It should drop soon. I would suspect that it's going to drop after Christmas. Because I think, if I remember correctly, in the past, they've done it like between Christmas and New Year. So, predictions? I have no idea. I am hopeful that we'll hear about the MiG-29. I'm hopeful that we'll hear about the F4. But beyond that, I don't really know. It's anyone's guess. John Bloor, the Before Times, yes. Was that before the beard and when micropros ruled all? Yeah, I guess. Yes, pretty much. Yes. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everybody. Although you're going to see me on New Year's Eve if you watch the next stream. So like I said, I'm not doing anything over the next week. I'm actually going to be in Scotland visiting family. But the DCS news and my tutorial videos will return as normal on the 31st of December on New Year's Eve. So come join me then for much jollity, and I'll probably have a little dram of whiskey for the occasion. Yeah, some footage of the Phantom would be very, very nice indeed. And a Vietnam map. A Vietnam map, an Afghanistan map. You know, when it comes to maps, those are the ones that are probably the most likely. So yes, I've been Deepak. I release a new tutorial video every Saturday, although I won't next Saturday. And that's always followed by the DCS news, which just happens to be this thing, what you're watching right now. If you haven't already, please subscribe, like, and comment. That's a really big help to me and to the channel. Thank you very much to those of you who do. You also have the option of joining Deepak's ground crew by clicking the join button below the video here. Thank you very much to the current Deepak's ground crew. Those are Channel Wright, Frantic Stone, Storm Kimbari, Byron Farrow, Leo Netzel, Harish Rajan, Pink Floyd, Mangash, J.R. Walker, Shandor Hedgewald, and Mr. Yeti. Thank you so much, all of you. It's very, very kind of you. John Bloor, I keep saying I'll have to jump into some flights with you guys. Just one of those things I always tell people on my stream to use your tutorials. Thank you very much. That's very, very kind of you. And you're more than welcome to come fly with us. It's always good fun. Tornado! Woo! Yep, it is a tornado. Gonna have to make t-shirts that say that. So, thank you very much for watching, everybody. Your support has been fantastic over the last couple of years. Onwards and upwards for the channel. And fly safe. And I'll see you all next time. Ta-ta.